What's going on, Eagles fans? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I checked in with y'all. Probably since the end of the season. I took a break, of course, from YouTube. I know I didn't check in with y'all regarding any of the big free agency moves or free agency signings, cuts, trades. But if you were following me on Twitter, you know exactly how I feel. So there's no need to get into that. But I wanted to make a video because today wrapped up the NFL draft, the 2015 NFL draft. The first draft where Chip Kelly has full command and full power to draft anybody he wants to. So every move that is made, the final word goes through Chip Kelly. So if you didn't like a player, if you love a player, Chip Kelly is the one to thank or blame. Alright? Let's jump right into this. You lose Jeremy Maclin in the offseason. From what I've heard from Chip Kelly and the Philadelphia Eagles, they wanted to bring J-Mac back. He had a good season for us. Excellent season, Pro Bowl season for us. It's just the price. The price just wasn't there. I guess he was looking for a little too much. I think Kansas City gave him around 10.5, 11 million a year, maybe somewhere around there. And I guess the Eagles just did not want to go up and match that offer or give him something a little bit better. But hate to see J-Mac go. Good luck to you in Kansas City with Big Red. But this is the Philadelphia Eagles, and the only thing I'm worried about is this team getting a championship. So, pick 20. I shouldn't even say pick 20. Let's back up. Pick 2. So many speculations about Chip Kelly jumping up to get Marcus Mariota at the number 2 overall pick from the Tennessee Titans. There was a lot of rumors out there. I think one that I saw that Chip Kelly offered was a second round next year, 2 first rounds, Kendricks, Boykin, and Cox. And that wasn't enough for Tennessee. Chip Kelly later said in his press conference that no players were involved. Basically, Chip just called to see what the asking price was, heard that it was too much, hung up the phone, and focused on picking at number 20. But, I mean, I don't know. Chip, I don't know whether to believe Chip. Personally, I don't believe Chip, but who knows, man. Chip Kelly is Chip, pretty much. But anyways, number 2 didn't work out with Marcus Mariota. I wanted him. I'm sad we didn't get him, but then again, I'm glad we didn't give up everything to get him because we had a solid draft, and I'm about to jump into what I personally think about this NFL draft that Chip Kelly has taken over. So, first pick 20, Nelson Aguilar, wide receiver, USC. Man, this guy it's kind of crazy and freaky. He has the same measurables as Jeremy Maclin. It's a tad bit faster than J-Mac. But man, once I heard this pick was announced, I was overly excited, man. It's not another Marcus Smith. Nelson Aguilar is the real deal. He will be a starter, of course, on this team. Possibly the number one, to be honest with you. I'm very interested to see what the Eagles do. I believe the wide receiver core will go Jordan Matthews in the slot, Aguilar on the outside, and whether you want to go Huff or Coop on the outside, that's going to be up to Chip. Of course, I wasn't impressed with Coop at all. I think Coop needs to get off this team. I think he will be off this team after next season, but we'll see. I'm very impressed with Nelson Aguilar, man. Ever since I've studied him for a while, he definitely moved up the charts quick. Had a great pro day. Yeah, he's very fast out of his breaks. Has great hands, and I think something that is overlooked is you'll see as I go through these picks. Nelson has very, very high football IQ and intelligence. Is really off the wall. like I said, he might come in being the number 2 receiver. Matthews might stay at the 1, but I'm telling you, man, Nelson Aguilar, he's going to be a number 1 wide receiver and a threat for any defense that tries to match up against this guy. And let me tell you this, Nelson Aguilar will burn Byron Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said before I went into the draft, Byron Jones was overrated. Not a first-round pick in my eyes, maybe second. I just wasn't a fan of the kids, man. Same with Brashad Perriman. I'm very glad that the Eagles had Aguilar above Brashad Perriman because I was just not a fan of Brashad or Byron Jones. I know the Eagles had Byron Jones and Eric Rowe is their top 2 defensive backs this year, but that leads me into Eric Rowe. Man, I've watched this kid, studied this kid a lot, and man, we got ourselves a great cornerback or safety, whichever one. He can play. He's going to be a huge upgrade to this defense with Byron Maxwell in the back end of that defense, along with Malcolm Jenkins. Eric Rowe is going to be huge. Great pickup by Chip Kelly. This is very tough between Aguilar and Rowe, but I believe Rowe is my favorite pickup out of the whole NFL draft that the Eagles got. He has great hands. He knows how to create turnovers. He plays the ball very well in the air. He's fast. He doesn't create too many penalties at all, so that's very big. So I'm very excited about the Eric Rowe signing, man. Eric Rowe is going to be huge for this defense, and Eric Rowe and Nelson Aguilar, they both get an A+ draft grade from me. Jumping into the number third round pick from the Philadelphia Eagles, Jordan Hicks. We are very, very stacked now at the linebacker position. I don't know what Chip Kelly is doing there. I know a lot of the linebackers have injury, a real long sheet injury-wise. So maybe that's the reason wants to get depth there, and I understand that. And Jordan Hicks, he's a second. I had him rated as a second-round talent. Got him in the 3rd round, so I'm very excited about him. He knows how to hit. I believe that this, in my eyes, this is a steal, to be honest with you, just because I had Jordan Hicks rated as an early number 2. So being that we got him in the 3rd round was pretty big. It's just we have so much talent right now at the linebacker position. I don't know as of now where Jordan Hicks is going to fit in. So I give Jordan Hicks in that draft. I give him a draft grade, and the Philadelphia Eagles drafting him a B- for drafting him. Now the Eagles had what was it? Yeah, the Eagles traded away their 4th round pick to the Lions for next year's 3rd round. So Eagles will have 2 3rd round picks next year. So the Eagles didn't pick until round 7, which I thought was a little odd. I thought Chip was going to jump up there, maybe get a couple offensive linemen, maybe a couple defensive backs, but he waited to the 6th round. We had 2 picks in the 6th round. Ja'Cory Shepherd was one of them, and Randall Evans. Randall Evans is a solid pickup. I'm okay with that. But I'm very interested to see this Ja'Cory Shepherd kid. He plays a little bit of cornerback and a little bit of safety also. Being with his height, I think he could play safety. He's a very, very good coverage guy. I think Eric Rowe is better than he is, don't get me wrong, but this Shepherd kid's going to be special, so be on the lookout for him. And boy, watch some of his highlight tapes, man. He can definitely put the hammer down and lay a hit. Rounding out the draft, round 7, we drafted Brian Mahalik from Boston College, I believe, defensive end. This dude is 6'9", 295 pounds. Huge dude. Like Chip Kelly, he loves the big dudes. His slogan, little dudes beat up on big guys. I'm sorry, big people beat up on little people all the time. So I get what Chip is going with this. I don't know. I wasn't too happy with the pick, but it's the 7th round. If he works out, he works out. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I gave it actually a D plus just because watching some of his highlight tape and looking at the scouting reports, not a lot of positives. But overall, from what I got from Chip Kelly in this Philadelphia Eagles draft, he recognized that the secondary was absolutely horrendous last year. He recognized that, like I said. He came out and he drafted 3 defensive backs. So that's very huge. 2, I believe, can be. I know 1 for sure can be a starter in Eric Rowe, and with Shepard, he can also maybe become a starter. So we'll see. I'm very interested to see what this Eagles team is going to do. Like I said, at the wide receiver, who's going to be that third wide receiver? Will it be Huff or will it be Coop? And I'm very interested to see. We got a lot of defensive backs and a lot of linebackers, so I'm very interested to see what's going on there. Overall, great draft. I give Chip Kelly overall a B+, maybe an A- on the draft, though. Like I said, very solid, great draft. Covered our needs, so we'll see. I don't know about Sam Bradford, man. I'm very skeptical on him. So I'm not jumping off his bandwagon, but I'm not jumping on. I'm right there on the fence, just chilling. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm very excited. So this is going to wrap up this draft video, man. I don't know when I'm going to check in with y'all again, but follow me on Twitter at MBish7, MBish7, man. I'll be tweeting all things football, especially all things Philadelphia Eagles. So make sure you check in with me there, and follow my boy Cody. We have a show with Fantasy Sports Warehouse. It's called Inside Sports with Cody and Mike. I know you probably heard of it, so tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. We discuss all things sports, so tune into that. And I'm going to take this time to shout out FantasySportsWarehouse.com, man. Thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to write for y'all, be the lead writer for the Philadelphia Eagles. It meant a lot when I got that message saying that y'all were making me the lead writer for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thanks for giving me and my boy Cody a shot, putting us on Blog Talk Radio for Inside Sports with Cody and Mike. We really appreciate it. So shout out to FantasySportsWarehouse.com. Make sure all y'all tune in to Inside Sports with Cody and Mike every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Follow me on Twitter at MBish7, and listen out. Make sure you check into FantasySportsWarehouse.com for my blogs and all things fantasy sports. All right? Fly, Eagles, fly, and I will see y'all next time.